Welcome back, Patriots, for a dark MAGA episode that differs in our normal morning podcast. Yes, we have an evening podcast that you're seeing right now, Tuesdays and Thursdays, where you could say whatever you want. You could pop off and do whatever you want. Now, I would be careful because we are open on all platforms, and you know how the big tech companies love to censor you, and I. So it's always recommended. It's always recommended that you head over to Rumble, where you have free speech. You could say whatever you want. Now, that doesn't mean start popping off and saying some really crazy stuff, but want you to have a little bit of fun. So head over to Rumble. But we're also live on X, YouTube, Kick, pretty much anywhere and everywhere you can find us. And how this differs, once again, well, we go over more long-form content. We go over the news, things that are breaking. Anything can happen. We do no show prep. We shoot from the hip during Dark MAGA, and that's how I like it. It keeps me on the edge of my seat, baby, and we get a little feisty in here. All right, enough of me yelling in your ears. Let's get to some news that happened earlier, 5 hours ago. Breaking: Senate Democrats just objected to approving a resolution that called for all available Epstein files to be released. Uh-oh. I was told Republicans wanted this not to happen. Weird. All of a sudden, now the coins flip. Now, if you remember, in the House, Republicans did vote against it because it would have given Democrats access to the House floor, which gives them the opportunity to bring up basically whatever they want. That ain't good. So it makes sense why they did it. Here, Democrats don't really have an excuse, folks.
Transparency to the American people. Mr. President, as I said before, we want transparency. But the courts control the grand jury. The judges that oversee the courts control the grand jury. We, in this body, can have resolutions back and forth and suggest that it be done, but truthfully, the judges have to do it. AG Bondi and the president has both already called upon the judges to release this information. What my resolution is simply saying is we agree with the president, we agree with AG Bondi on the judges and calling upon the judges to release it. So as if in legislation session and notwithstanding Rule 22, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the consideration of S-Res 330.
All right, well, you get it. Jeez, man. Talk about a snoozer. But there's the news you need to know. And some other news surrounding kind of the Democrat Party is Christopher Steele is back in the news. Now, that name probably sounds familiar to all of you because he's the kind of the ringleader of the Steele dossier, basically a tabloid magazine that was utilized by the highest levels of intel, the intelligence agencies, the three-letter agencies in our government to push the Russia hoax. So, well, here's that. And I've been pretty intrigued to see what happens here. You got a lot of interesting faces. Oh, God. What was his name? What was this guy's name? He was the White House press secretary for like 30 seconds. Oh, God. Scaramucci or something was his name. What are you doing, you clown? Here we go. By the way, she's a babe. She's a freaking babe. Oh, God. I don't remember her name. Natalie Winters. Oof. Hey.
Well, I know Christopher Steele probably wanted to go down in history as someone that colluded with the Clinton campaign to take down President Donald J. Trump, but I really think that you represent probably the ultimate grifter in the American political space. For you to even come on here, obviously you're trying to sabotage what President Trump is doing when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, but to sit here, what is it, nearly a decade after you tried to smear President Trump as a Russian asset, to then say, well, I think he's a Russian asset, but even though I'm really good at my job and create all these intelligence reports, it's just sort of a feeling that I have. I'm sorry, what stones do you even have left to turn over to try to corroborate your claim that President Trump is a Russian asset? You what? Weaponized FISA courts, surveillance, warrants, not just domestic spy agencies, international spy agencies too, the entire DNC apparatus, a bunch of political operatives citizens and registered foreign agents here in the United States. The American people would really appreciate it if you would stop injecting your efforts to curtail and totally tank the America First movement by smearing anyone who doesn't want to get involved in forever wars or continue the needless and ceaseless dying of in Ukraine and in Russia, just so you can sit there from your nice perch and just continue to defend the globalist world order by continuing to fan the flames of conflict in Russia and Ukraine. And you know what? The same people that you ally yourself with here in the United States, you think you're so good at gathering intelligence. Last time I checked, it was the 51 intel agency officers, spies, who said that the Hunter Biden hard drive, which I've reported on firsthand, it's legitimate. You want to talk about president's sons who are involved in businesses with foreign countries? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Hunter Biden, right? When those 51 people that I'm sure that you know all too well, you were probably likely involved with the drafting of that letter, said that that was Russian disinformation. Well, it turned out that that was true, and shame on you for the last decade trying to inject the idea that smearing President Trump as a Russian agent or a Russian asset is somehow going to tank the MAGA movement. It's about putting America first, and the fact that you can still sit here and you have no actual evidence beside one random Russian meeting and, oh, we need to just continue to get more evidence. You're a complete political hack and grifter, and I wish the American political scene didn't have your voice in it.
All right, well, Christopher Steele.
Damn! That is a bald Bradshaw rant right there for 2 minutes and 21 seconds, Natalie. Damn, girl, you're feisty. Settle down. Damn.
You're about to leave us because you're only here for this part of the panel, but your response finally to that.
My response is that I'm a professional intelligence officer and an expert on that part of the world. I'm not a politician.
Was the Hunter Biden hard drive Russian disinformation then, if you're such an expert?
Let him finish.
Let him finish. Shut up, you pencil head.
Let him finish. So I've been a loyal and close ally of the United States for probably most of the last 40 years. I've worked extremely closely with officials working for administrations, both Republican and Democrat. I have a very strong US client base for which I've worked and produced information over many years, none of whom have ever made any such allegation against me. And it's palpable nonsense to claim that I'm in hoc.
Yeah, he's a Brit. He's from MI6. He was at an MI6 intelligence agent, officer, something like that way back when. I mean, he did work with Republicans and Democrats, it's true, but he also fabricated a bunch of stuff that was lies. Basically, his integrity, his intelligence, his integrity, his trustworthiness, everything is baloney now.
I'm so glad the Clinton campaign didn't say that about you.
Well, I never worked for the Clinton campaign. I never had any contact with the Clinton campaign. That's the reality of it.
You're a subcontractor.
I think Fusion GPS would beg to differ.
I produced a report for a partner firm in Washington, and the results of that report made me, as an ally of the United States, as I would have expected an American counterpart to do, to report back in what I'd found to the contacts I had in the FBI at the time.
Okay.
That was the right thing to do, and I'm proud that I did.
All right,
we're going to leave it there. Look, I think everyone's had their say about Christopher Steele.
I'd love his expert opinion.
Let's leave it there.
Yeah, she's being a smart ass. I would love his expert opinion. Oh boy. Yeah, Natalie is she's a girl you don't mess with, man. I'll tell you what, she kick your ass. Now, not physically, but you know, she's something else, let me tell you. She's that's called conservatism, baby, is what that's called. Now, she got a lot of blowback in the White House press briefing room because of well, she's hot. And they don't like the hot blondes coming in, you know, kind of ruining the show for them, right? Because she's good to look at, but she's also fun to listen to. And so what happened was they started going after her for what she wore. And I want to see if we can go down here and find it. She was wearing this, and this is what they went after her for, basically saying she doesn't dress for the job, right? That she dresses as somebody that is basically inappropriate. By the way, this is kind of like, I've seen women wear this when I was an accountant. This is normal, by the way, for people to wear this type of stuff. Now, I'm not saying every woman, but definitely like the hot ones when you're like trying to get a job. I totally saw them wear stuff. Now you could say this one's a little
this is my first time.
A little we're gonna go back here. I would say it's a little feisty, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, flaunt it while you got it is what I'm saying. You know, okay, I don't know what that's a trans person. Okay, let's switch. Oh, speaking of that, dude, I got a clip that I have to show you guys. Oh my god, dude, I was howling when I saw this. I sent this clip to everybody. Where Jeff, you might have gotten it if you're on TikTok. Oh god, where's it at? Hold on a second, let me find it. I sent this clip to so many freaking people. Okay, you guys ready? All right. This is a trans person 30 years from now with dementia. Y'all ready?
Ma'am. What's wrong?
Where's my cock?
Ma'am. What's wrong?
Where's my cock?
Oh, it's just as good as the 10th time. Ah, God, I outplayed it again for you.
Ma'am. What's wrong?
Where's my cock?
Ma'am. What's wrong?
Oh my God.
Where's my cock?
Oh God, dude. Oh, that guy won the internet. Oh, that's what it's all about, man. Where's my cock? Fucking true, man. Oh, now here's the sad part. We have to wait 30 years to see it. God. The other sad part is they don't have to wait 30 years. They're never going to see it. Oh, boy. God. Oh, fuck. Did anybody laugh as hard as I did on that? Holy shit. Oh, my stomach. Oh, boy. Now that's funny. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Now, some other things that's funny. I guess The View is getting canceled. Now, I don't think this has been confirmed. But there's a lot of reports that The View is getting canceled. And I have a long form clip I want to show you guys. But right here, the White House warns The View could be canceled next after Joy Behar's anti-Trump rant. Now, this kind of got on my radar from Benny Johnson, who we're going to watch the clip of in a moment here. But a White House spokesperson warned The View co-host Joy Behar that her show could be next on the chopping block after her latest tirade against President Donald Trump on Wednesday. And I think Benny brings up a really great point here. And I would love for us to kind of watch this together and see what the man has to say, because I learned a lot from it. That's for sure. It's a little bit long, but that's the long form show we get here on Dark MAGA.
What's up, guys? Spenny. Good things always happen in threes. That's just the way the universe works, and the rule applies here. In the media landscape, Stephen Colbert has been fired and had his show canceled in total humiliation. PBS and NPR propaganda outlets have been shut down by Congress. They are now begging for scraps. We shouldn't have government-funded news in this country. It's insane. And now The View's been canceled. Oh, yeah. They're talking about it on air. Ladies and gentlemen, they're on the wrong side of the law. Let's dive in here. The View has had their audience cratered ever since, much like Stephen Colbert. They decided to take what was just a chit-chat talk show for bored women in the middle of the day and turn it into a political vessel to constantly attack, berate, bitch, and moan about modern-day politics. Somebody needs more of that, and it's led to a cratering of their ratings. That's always a bad thing, right? The View ratings shocker, as Harris Faulkner at Fox News is beating the witches of The View.
The witches.
In the noontime hour, The View has lost about half their viewership since they pissed off about half their audience over the last decade.
That'll do it.
But it gets a little deeper than this. And I just want to touch on this very quickly because The View is on.
Listen to this. What he's about to say about ABC and these broadcast networks. I never thought of, I should say that. I've always wondered how they got away with all this crap. Like, it didn't make sense to me. Now it does. He cleared this up for me really quickly.
ABC News. I want to talk about ABC News. This guy named Terry Moron is his name. And he decided to post this vengeful, vicious diatribe about Stephen Miller. He got his ass fired like within 24 hours for it. And it's not just because what he posted was dumb and silly and stupid, but probably emblematic of what every person who works in corporate media thinks of the Trump White House, is because he's legally not allowed to do this. Let me just please allow me a second to explain. The reason why ABC, NBC, and CBS are free on your TV and Fox News is not is because there is a broadcast licensure that was given to these networks 100 years ago when the governments set them up. And we can argue that all day, but that's just the way it is. There's a charter that allows them to broadcast with lavish privileges into American homes for free and make billions of dollars doing that. Other networks don't have that. I don't have that, of course, and never will. But these major networks do. Now, that comes with strings attached, as ever. The government never gives away anything for free. The government tells these broadcast networks that we will give you this pretty privilege if you broadcast in the public interest and deliver exclusively non-biased coverage that is expressly laid out in the charter. It's called equal time, right? So if you give Kamala Harris 5 minutes, you're going to give Donald Trump 5 minutes, and so on and so forth.
They haven't been doing that.
This is what has led to all of these news networks settling. Everyone screams, "Oh, how dare you do this for Trump?" Well, you have to, actually. If you want to keep these privileges, how many people do you think would pay for ABC News? How many people do you think would pay for NBC News or CBS? And the only reason these networks are so powerful is that they are able to broadcast freely, and then they get huge audiences based on the fact that you just turn on any TV in America, and there they are. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something worth protecting. And the Trump administration is pressing down on this specific FCC requirement and saying, you're not going to just like vomit political Democrat ideology into the faces of Americans for free.
Tell them, Benny!
And we're going to sue you over it. And also we're going to strip away your licenses.
That's right. That's right.
In fact, the White House just today announced that The View could be canceled because of anti-Trump tirades that constantly happen on a daily basis.
Could you imagine? God. We're winning on all fronts, folks. Could you imagine if Trump... It would feel so good, wouldn't it? Hold on, I'm just dreaming right now of a time where Donald Trump gets his vengeance on The View. I'm shutting you down, bitch. I'm shutting you down. You want to talk shit, Joy? God, that'd be so great. Trump being responsible for why you don't have a show anymore. Is it going to happen, you guys? Is Trump going to get rid of The View? God, winning, right? Winning. Now we're going to miss a lot of content, but winning. You notice the propaganda machines are slowly, like a domino, just falling, right? They're just all falling now.
Because these broads on The View. And ladies and gentlemen, The View just admitted that they have been canceled. Very interesting. Okay, let's read. But that's the background, obviously. Does The View have any Republicans on the show? No, of course not.
Well, they have a rhino.
Is that equal time? Is that considered equal time or propaganda? Remember, The View is broadcast for free into your mom or grandmother's house every single day. And they abuse that by pushing partisan propaganda and not even giving the other side a chance to speak. White House spokesperson warned The View could be next on the chopping block after the latest tirade of Joy Behar.
Might be.
During the show, Behar and her fellow hosts responded to Trump's call for Barack Obama to be criminally investigated for manufacturing intelligence around Trump-Russia collusion narrative. First of all, who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th? Behar said in a raging meltdown. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's just part of it.
Well, first of all, who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th?
Wait, let me think. Who
was that again? That was not Obama. Okay, number one. You know, the thing about him is that he's so jealous of Obama because Obama is everything that he is not. Trim. Smart. Handsome. Happily married. And can sing Al Green's song, Let's Stay Together, better than Al Green. And Trump cannot stand it. It's driving him crazy.
Oh, because he can sing Al Green's song? That's what's driving Trump crazy? Really? You could argue that Donald.
So you kind of get the gist. Now they're going on hiatus. And that kind of gets brought up here in the show.
On hiatus, we only have one more show after this. I'm allowed to say that, right?
Too late now.
So it doesn't really matter.
Before we go, I wanted to tell people that the tide is turning. The tide is turning, and things are changing. I mean, the ultimate irony would be that Rupert Murdoch will take him down. Fox News, who created the monster, will take him down.
Does that sound like broadcasting the public?
That's weird. Can you guys hear that? My mic just got like super sensitive. Are you guys picking up that small little stuff? Wait, can you guys hear that tapping? That's so weird. Yeah, I was watching because I have a audio input capture, and I just noticed like it's like picking up like very, very sensitive stuff. Weird. What are you thumping down there, Brad? It's just my mic, but I'm watching it, but normally it doesn't do that. Normally it won't pick up like the smallest sounds because I have my settings on it, but right, for some reason it's almost like the settings are yep, I do hear it. Weird. Huh. That's what you get with technology. I have it set so you guys don't hear stuff like that, where it's like you can hear me set down my drink, you know what I mean? Or when I move my mic, that's kind of annoying. Okay, well, we'll have to fix that later. Something to work on. Alrighty. In other news here, let me go back to my sources and show you guys what we be cooking today. Other news that we have here is Zohran Mamdani free bus rides would not be free. I love when people figure this out.
Kansas City was the first major city in the U.S. to implement a policy like this, and now that experiment is coming to an end almost 5 years later. In April, Kansas City's City Council decided that they're going to return to paid fares once again, and that will happen this October. And that's because of one unavoidable reason: money. The program originally cost $9 million to launch, but as ridership grew, so did the bill.
These politicians are idiots. They still can't, one, nothing is free. And that when you try to portray as free, because people aren't paying up front for it, they're paying for it on the back end, meaning their taxes, meaning they're not. It's kind of like when you swipe a credit card. It's a lot different than having to pay cash right there. They've actually done psychological studies on this. When you swipe your debit or credit card, it's because you don't see the money actually leaving your hand, that people are willing to actually spend more money versus if they had to spend cash. That's why you should always try to use cash as much as possible, because it will limit your spending behavior, usually. Turns out when you offer free stuff, air quote free, because the transaction, that money's not leaving their hand in front of them, a lot more people start utilizing it. Gee, it almost seems like Governor Gavin Newsom of the state of California did this with giving illegal immigrants free health care, and then completely blown away when he realized, oh, and this is his words, not mine, I didn't think so many people would tap into it. In the same way here, when you start offering free rides, it turns out a lot of people are going to start taking use of those free rides. And for those in audio, I'm using air quotes because it's not free. And it's costing them a ton of money now. So they realize, oh, we can't afford this anymore. we're going to have to start having people pay for the buses again. Oh, shocker.
The challenge is financial.
Oh.
Ideally, when you're looking at the total cost that we potentially could lose in a year, we've calculated it costs us upwards of $18 million a year. We are not bringing in.
Meanwhile, New York City is considering a much bigger move. City Council member Zohran Mamdani wanted to eliminate bus fares citywide, something no other city has done at this scale. Last year, he piloted the idea on 5 MTA bus routes, and when he did that, ridership jumped. It increased 30% on weekdays and 38% on weekends, according to the MTA.
The result of that pilot was that ridership was up, and conflicts and assaults with bus operators are down. So that's a big achievement.
Wow.
But the price...
You're not really going to have much conflict when you have the thing for free, are you? Look at this. Look at cost to eliminate bus fares in Big Apple. Yeah, that's not a typo, you guys. That says $650 million per year. You know what? Do it. I don't care. I want to see this place crumble through their policies so that we can all use it as an example in our history books and economics and all that stuff as an example of what not to do. Let it happen. I don't live there. I don't care. I don't have to deal with it.
Tag is staggering. The New York City Independent Budget Office estimates going fare free would cost $650 million a year in a system that's already under financial strain.
What's the big deal? $650 million annually. Who will be left to pay for that loss? New Yorkers, correct, unless they ask for the federal government to subsidize it in some way, shape, or form, which wouldn't surprise me. But that's what's going on. Now, if you thought that was crazy, here's another crazy thing. Get ready for this one. The Biden administration, this is going to piss you off, by the way, so just wanted to forewarn you. The Biden administration set up a hotline for unaccompanied migrant children to report safety issues with their sponsors. Now, we're going to go to the chat here really quick. How many calls do you think went unanswered? Like 100? 500? Don't you Google it. You have to be honest. And if you know the answer, don't put it in. How many calls do you think went unanswered? Again, like 500, 1,000. Just throw out a number. Don't you cheat either. I will know if you cheat or not, because there's no way in hell you're going to get the answer right. You're talking to a guy that knows statistics. Okay? I will know. So put it in. Somebody's going to win a golden ticket. 200,000 missed calls. Q, are you drunk? Get off it. Okay, well, shit. C-Dog. 0. Okay, now we're being stupid. Now we're acting stupid. 0. C-Dog says 340,000. No, that's the missing children, C-Dog, not the phone calls. What are you doing? Haven't you talked about this? No. All right, pause. I think we misunderstood. C-Dog, take a break, okay? What the hell are you doing? All right. Listen. Fucking guys, I love you. Biden set up a hotline for unaccompanied migrant children. And these children are able to call this hotline if they have any safety issues. So they have to call, okay? Now, C-Dog, you're right. There's 340,000 children that went missing, sold off into sex slavery and forced labor. We don't know where they went. Okay, I'm not saying every single one went to sex slavery and forced labor. We just lost track of them, but a lot of them have been said to have gone there. That's what people are saying. Now, there's no way it could be 340,000, right? The other drunk person in the chat, where'd she go? Q, who we love here, said 200,000. Appreciate that. By the way, you're not totally that far off. I'll tell you in a moment.
So you're telling this committee that the Biden administration,
listen to this.
While they were letting all of these unaccompanied minors into the country, and as we've talked about today, they weren't keeping track of them, they issued these kids a hotline that they could call if they had trouble with the sponsor family, that they were put with, and you're saying that 65,000 calls to this hotline designated to protect these kids went unanswered? Is that what you're telling this committee?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do you know how many staffers the administration assigned to answering these phones and helping these kids?
One.
One staff.
No fucking way. I wasn't thinking that, honestly. Holy shit. Well, no wonder. No wonder. I don't believe. Hold on a second. I gotta gather my thoughts. Oh, I was not expecting her to say one, you guys. Okay. The only reason I knew it was 65,000 was because it said it right here. I didn't read this part. Holy crap. Anybody else thinking one? I was like, maybe like 50 to 100 people. Hey, 25. I don't know. Let's be silly. But one? It's kind of hot though, by the way, but that is regardless. It's like, what the fuck?
To answering these phones and helping these kids?
One.
One staffer? Any idea how many hours a day this staffer was working?
Hey, we really care about the kids. Sure you do, you ass clowns. Friggin' Democrat Party. Oh, yeah, we're so concerned. We're so concerned about these kids. Yeah, sure you are. Fucking one person. All right, we don't know the answer for this one. Oh. Dude. I don't even know how to ask this question. How many hours were they working? Tell me they were part-time, dude. This is not even something to be laughing about. My mind is just so blown away. Tell me that they were working part-time, 20 hours a week.
No.
Maybe that's why there were 65,000 calls that weren't answered from these little kids, huh? Unbelievable.
Oh my God. Holy crap, dude. Hold on, we're going to the comment section. One boy in particular reportedly called the hotline many times to say that grown men were coming into his room at night and touching him. Tell me again how Democrats are protecting the most vulnerable. Yep. Big granny woo woo. Yes. I'm fucking like speechless, dude. I can't fucking believe it, dude. Holy shit. It is nauseating, literally nauseating how disgusting the Democrats are. They do not care about the children. The children, let that sink in, people. These are evil, evil people. How can they not look at their own children, grandchildren, and have compassion for all children? Oh my gosh. Wow. And not a peep from anybody in the media over this. Yeah, Libs of TikTok has it right. Holy shit. Yep. Uh-huh. Wow. They deserve prison time. Well, I mean, look, you can't blame the one person for not answering 65,000 calls. It makes sense why they have that now, but what the hell? Hire more people. Fucking dude. I need to collect my thoughts here for a second. That was bonkers, dude. I think that might have been the best clip that we're going to see for a while here. I mean, that type of content we were getting on a daily basis, at least. Now we're like reaching every week for content from these Democrats and their idiotic things that they've done and said. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, because here's another idiot. Randy Weingarten, who works in the same profession as I do. She's the American Federation of Teachers president. Well, once again, bouncing around on stage while screeching into the mic and flailing her arms and acting like an idiot.
That education is a national goal and a national priority. And instead of dismantling education, this has nothing to do with whether local school boards or school districts should run education. We believe they should. But it says this is a national priority. Our students are a national priority. Education and public education and higher education is a national priority. If we want to be nation builders, if we want to have a future in this country, this is a national priority. And that means our teachers and our paraprofessionals who are the ones who teach kids, they must be a national priority too.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, you don't pay us like we're a national priority. To be fair, teachers get paid like dog shit, man, to put up with like the most insane shit you'll ever see. And this is coming from somebody that's a hypocrite on this. I used to listen to John and Ken when I was a public accountant. And he used to be down in like Anaheim, California, and they used to do on the street interviews. And he would go through, because it's all public record for public school teachers on how much they make. And he was going down like, this person's making 120,000, this person's making 120,000. And I'm working like 60, 70-hour weeks, and I'm nowhere near $100,000 when I was a public accountant. And I was looking around like, why the hell are these people that don't even work a full year and get off at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the day? Why are they making, twice as much as I am or whatever, how much I was getting paid? And I was like, this is ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Some people ask, what are some things you flipped on in life, like politically? That would be one of them. As somebody that's done that job, I can look you straight in the face and say, teachers need to be making over 100,000 for the good ones. But when you don't pay teachers a lot of money, well, you're going to get the bottom of the barrel, folks. I hate to tell you. Now, a lot of teachers have their master's degree, meaning they've mastered the content, usually in what they're teaching. Now, you might say, well, they're teaching critical race theory. I will say, you guys, as much as I hound it, even my book, it's not a major issue that's happening inside the classroom. Like, and by major issue, I mean, it's not that everybody's doing it. The vast majority of teachers actually don't do critical race theory. You only have these psycho ones. And it's kind of like that idea when you saw the plane crashes, right? When you keep seeing people showing plane crashes on social media or on the news stations, you keep thinking, wow, this is a major issue. It's happening all the time. When it's always been that way. Critical race theory is kind of the same idea where when you keep seeing it in the news all the time, you're thinking like everybody must be teaching it. Is it happening? Absolutely. But not at the rates of which you think, where I think it's like a massive problem. Like we need to really get in there. It is a problem. You should speak and know what's going on inside your school, especially your districts. But this is the entertainment I get, man. Look at this. Just flailing. She's not the only person that does this in education, by the way. This is a normal thing in public education. These people just firing off. It's hilarious, by the way. I get a kick out of it. I get to sit there and watch it in real time. So I think teachers deserve to get paid a lot of money, but that ain't never going to happen. Let's be real. I mean, how many of you are in control over let's see. Classroom sizes are 36. So let's just do the math really quick on this. My brain's kind of cooking. So 36, usually have 6 classes. You're in control of about 216 people every single day. Every single day, you're running about 216 people, or even if you're on block schedule, you have 216 people, sometimes more, because some class sizes are 40. Class sizes are only supposed to be 12 to 15, just to let you know. So I'm going to say that again. Educational classrooms in the United States of America are supposed to only have 12 to 15 students in them. We're getting up there about 40 kids. And when I was at public school most recently, my class size was 36, and they tried to put more people in my classroom, and you actually physically could not do it. There was not enough room in the classroom to put 40 people. We could not fit 4 extra chairs in that room. So now we're at capacity of what's not even supposed to be, by the way. I don't even know if the fire, that's a good question. I don't even know if these classrooms are legally allowed to have 40 people in there for fire safety reasons. I don't know. But anyways, that's where we're at now. So that's a thing that's happening, which is friggin' bonkers. All this is bonkers that's happening. Oh my God, I got to show you guys this today. We have so much content. So Donald Trump. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm only laughing because I've seen it and you guys have to indulge me for a second because I need to work on self-control. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm fucking so sorry. Okay. He looks like a Muppet, first of all. This is the Federal Reserve chair. I'm just going to play it.
Billion went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
It just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2. This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
That's our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work. So,
It's not new.
so we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't. We expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while.
Fucking shit, man. Oh my God. I'm fucking crying. Holy shit, dude. Oh, fuck. And I've already seen it. Can you imagine how I was earlier? Oh my God. I love the part where he pulls it out of his pocket. He's just like, oh, fucking shame. Like, watching his face all the way. Like, can I just do a voiceover really quick? We're gonna, it's about $3 billion. No, I have it right here in my pocket. Oh God, what a shame. Just, God, what a shame. Fucking shameful. He's like that's what I'm talking about. Look at the fucking disappointment. He fucking deer in the headlights. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Yeah, it just came out.
Oh, fuck.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2. This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
That's our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building,
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work. So,
It's not new.
so we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't. We expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not in.
Fuck, that was better than the other clip. Oh my God. What's so funny? Well, one, Trump is trying to make him look stupid. The fact that I have to explain. Way to be a buzzkill, John. What the fuck? Trump's trying to make it seem like the guy went over budget, which he did, by the way. But Trump's including in the number a building that was built 5 years ago But Trump kept being basically kind of wrong, but so did he by manipulating the numbers. So they're kind of going back and forth, but they're both wrong, which is what's so funny. Have a sense of humor, John. You're ruining it for me. All right, here we're back. We're having fun. We're having fun. Settle down. Settle down. God, dude. My fucking head hurts. Shit, dude. That's like one of the best clips I've seen in quite some time. Like truly. I guess the DOJ is suing New York City and Mayor Eric Adams over sanctuary city policies. This comes after news that 6,000 ICE detainer requests for criminal illegals went ignored. Oh my God. This we haven't had this banger of a Dark MAGA podcast in a while. Holy Lordy, the content that's being pulled right now.
And Mayor Eric Adams over the city's migrant sanctuary policies.
What is up with all these Democrats and their aviators all of a sudden? You notice that? Gavin Newsom, Joe Biden, Mayor Eric Adams, like who's next? AOC? Like get the
same DOJ that dropped a corruption case against Adams earlier this year. This is also obviously why you've got this heated mayoral race going on in New York City, where the police officers are backing Eric Adams. You've got Cuomo in that race as well. And it comes days on the Democrat side, and it comes days after.
You know when shit hits the fan when the police department's backing New York City Mayor Eric Adams, a party that wanted to defund the police. There's a remember how all the New York City police officers were retiring in mass droves to the point where they actually didn't have enough officers?
After an off-duty CBP officer was shot in the face in a New York park by someone who was in the country illegally. Now, the feds say that both of these suspects were, as I said, here illegally. They had prior arrests, had been released back out onto.
Hold on a second. No. Fox has this totally wrong. Let me clear the air for you guys really quick. These are good guys. Yeah. Remember, there's a lot of people that aren't able to look at their phones and look at my ugly mug and what's on their screen. I get it. You're at work. You're working hard. You got to pay the bills. So let me fill you in here. There's two guys on the screen right now. Okay. One guy's name is Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez. Okay, Nunez. Let me just read you just a few things here that this guy has allegedly done. October 4th of 2023, he entered the U.S. illegally from the Dominican Republic. Well, about what, like 6 months later? In October, I just burped in your guys' ear. I'm so sorry. October 11th, 6 months later, he got hit with grand larceny, reckless driving, and does that say petite larceny? I don't even know what that is. Okay. 1 year after that, almost to the day, he gets hit with second and third degree assault. About a month and a half later, gets hit with criminal contempt. 2 months after that, gets hit with another criminal contempt. 1 month after that, gets hit with robbery with a firearm. And then November 6th, final removal order, meaning this guy in November 6th of 2024 was given a removal order. So after his removal order, he got hit with 2 criminal contempts and robbery with a firearm. Good guy, though. Yep. Yeah, Democrats are fighting for these types of people to stay in our country, folks. They're going to make it. You don't understand. These are the people that I've been told are doing the dishes. These guys are cleaning the hotel rooms. They're babysitting your kids. They're doing the jobs that American people don't want. Good guy. Oh, yeah. Well, I would love to work with this guy. A mensch. Just great person to have at your church. All right, the next guy is Kristen Barroa, Dominican national. Well, he came in the country in 2022 from the Dominican Republic. New York City ignored a detainer on him. And then May 10th, 2023, second degree reckless endangerment. Oh, goody. Just the same, another year after that, grand larceny. Hey, Q, what is petite? What the hell is that? Where's Q at? Where's she at in the chat? Where are you? Q, get in here, sons. I need you. What is the petite shit? What is that larceny there? I could look it up, but I'm lazy. We need to know what petite, P-E-T-I-T is. I know what tits are, but I don't know what petite is. reckless back on New York City streets. Then he gets hit with reckless driving without a license. And then final removal order was back in 2023. Yeah, we need to know what petit larceny is. The hell is that?
The street repeatedly. Correspondent Nate Foy reports live. This is going to get a lot of attention, this lawsuit. Hi, Nate.
Hey, Martha.
Oh, it's petty larceny? Is that what
relationship between the...
Is it really? Is it really? Is it petty larceny and I'm reading it? But that's what was written, right? Oh, God, it looks so stupid.
Trump administration and New York City Mayor Eric Adams gets even more complicated with this latest development. Just in the past few minutes, we're learning that the Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against the city of New York, as well as Mayor Adams and other New York City officials over its sanctions.
Well, son of a bitch. Thank you, Michelle. Not that I'm not calling you. Okay, calm down. I'm not calling anybody a son of a bitch. I'm just saying, that's a phrase. Okay, I'm not calling anybody a bitch. Okay, yeah. Okay, everybody's on their eye stool now, huh? Everybody's greater than me all of a sudden. Okay, it's petty larceny, all right? We got it. As you can tell, I don't break the law very often, so I wouldn't know. Makes me wonder, Danielle. Makes me wonder, Q and Michelle. You guys got that answer pretty quick. Okay? Now, for those that don't know, like me, okay, I know I come off as if I know everything, and I pretty much do, but there's times where my brain doesn't function correctly. All right. Petty larceny, for those that don't know, according to the law, is theft of personal property having a value less than a legally specified amount. He's thefty.
Sanctuary policies, and we are just beginning to go through this report. It's a 37-page lawsuit, but essentially the argument from the Justice Department is that the sanctuary laws violate the supremacy clause of the Constitution. This is very similar to the arguments that we've seen the Trump administration make against Chicago and also Los Angeles. This was filed in the Eastern District of New York, and the lawsuit references those two illegal migrants that you just mentioned, accused of shooting an off-duty CBP officer in the face, who's now in stable condition. Now, those migrants, both from the Dominican Republic, had been arrested several times by the NYPD in the years leading up to the shooting. Both of them were released multiple times despite having active ICE detainers and deportation orders in place. Now, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem blames sanctuary policies for this shooting, and Border Czar Tom Homan had...
Well, of course you're going to blame the... I mean, you should be blaming the... Okay, I mean, there's a hierarchy here. You got to blame the individual first, then you blame the sanctuary cities, then you blame Joe Biden. And you could do that in reversal order as well, but I mean, the blame should be on the person that, I don't know, committed the crime. How about that one? But holy Lord. Oh, baby. Sweet Jesus, man. I'm having way too much fun right now. I don't know about you. I've always wondered this. Who's having more fun? Oh, shit. I'll tell you what, if you ever decide to do a podcast, you have to have fun doing it, because the stuff you deal with outside of hanging out with you guys, you have to have fun doing it, or else, you don't be going in for the money. Don't be going in for anything other than pure fun and hanging out with great people. You won't continue. Let me tell you, there's a reason why a lot of people drop out of podcasting or streaming, because it's just, other than hanging out with the people and enjoying the content, there's real no benefit to it. Let me tell you, because look, we ain't making a living off this show. Let's see what else is out here in the news. The Trump administration has recovered over 30. Wow, this is okay. Here's some good news here. I'll let the reporter just speak what I was going to speak.
We just got information from an HHS official that shows that 13,061 unaccompanied minors have actually been located under the Trump administration. And ICE, we're learning, is also arresting some of the sponsors. 442 sponsors have been arrested for involvement in suspected child abuse or other crimes are being discovered.
I was told that wasn't happening, as were all of you during the White House press briefings. None of this is taking place. There's actual influencers right now on TikTok that are saying none of this stuff is taking place, by the way. None of it. It's all made up. And I'm not kidding, by the way. I can actually pull up the people, especially one guy.
Now, the abuse is being determined through a multifaceted investigation if they do determine that sponsor was abusing that child. Now, they're using local police, CPS, federal agencies. They're all involved, according to HHS. Now, former special agents with Homeland Security investigations have explained to us that oftentimes these kids are left behind as payment. The parent is often promised by the cartel members that they will eventually be reunited with their child in the U.S. That child, sadly, is often recycled to help single adults enter the country illegally. Now, we know that 320,000 unaccompanied minors were.
First of all, we were all right. Okay. We all deserve to give ourselves a pat in the back that we've been saying this shit for years. Literally years. I've been doing this show for almost 5 years. February will be 5 years. I've been screaming about this shit for 4 years. Some of you have been with me for 4 years, which is crazy. It's like we've had a relationship. 1 more year and we can become legal. The other thing I've been espousing for years is conservative babes are hotter.
Essentially unaccounted for under the Biden administration. The Trump administration, they campaigned on it. They've been talking about it regularly. It's a priority for them to go and find these kids, but still just a fraction, Nicole, 13,000 out of 320,000 so far.
Truly just a fraction there, Allie.
Dude, that's insane though, man. Really, that's like very frustrating, but it's nice to have a government that actually cares again about the kids. That's nice. You know, it's nice to have people that, you know, are trying to find them other than just letting them come in and going, oh, well, what happened to them? Where'd they go? No idea. Let's make it seem like we care by hiring one person to answer the phones. Now, there's people that just came in, right? Like Brian just joined us again. Shout out to you, Brian. Good to see you back, brother. But Brian missed the point where the Biden administration missed over 65,000 phone calls of unaccompanied minor children with their sponsors wanting to report safety issues. They missed 65,000 phone calls. Now you might be thinking, like, what were all these people doing, man? Like, were they just all out there? No, not plural. No. The people, see, when I say the people answering the phones makes it seem like there's a bunch of people answering the phones, right? They only hired one person, and I needed to clear that up. I needed to clear it up because it sounds satirical when I say they only hired one person to do the job, to answer the phone calls for the hundreds of thousands of minors that were trafficked into this country and given to sponsors. When I say they hired one person, I mean that in the most literal possible way. Uno, one. I'm working on my Spanish. You might as well too, because there's that many illegals here that are speaking Spanish. Man, that's crazy. Well, we bring you the news, folks. We make sure that we get it right. And I think we are. I think we really, really, really are. God, I'm still, dude, I'll tell you what, I'm still recovering from that awkward moment between Trump and Jerome Powell. Like that clip, dude, that clip was so freaking good. It's just, I don't know if we could top it today, to be honest. I really, really don't know if we can. Let's see. John says, what's up, Brian? What's up, John? Q says, Danielle, I think mine is next month. So awesome. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about, lazies? I said lazies. Jesus. I swear somebody asked me, I think it was Danielle, if this was a rum and Coke. It is not. It's literally Coke Zero. I know you're not going to believe me because I just slurred my words there for a second, but we all have our Biden moments. We do. You guys have them. And don't judge me. Let's go to just a couple more things here really quick, and we'll kind of end here. U.S. grocery prices reached record highs in 2025. Prices are higher today than they were in July of 2024, all in major categories listed below. The Democrats really posted this. I'm going to let you guys figure it out, but I'll give you a second, okay? Some of you are like, Brad, just tell me. I don't know what it is. known. Okay, on the left-hand side is Trump's first term, right? You see how low grocery prices were amongst all categories? But look at, then Biden comes in and they go through the roof over Biden's 4 years of shenanigans. Just explodes, right? And then Trump's back here and it's like plateauing, right? Even like alcohol and stuff's going down, which is always a blessing. But here's right now, it's plateauing. Well, prices have never been higher than ever. Well, gee, I wonder who caused that. What a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh, Pat, thank you so much. Welcome to the Bald Bride Army. Has been a long time supporter. Appreciate you, man. Even a moderator. See, even the moderators who volunteer time to help control you people in the chat, because you get feisty every now and then, even join the show themselves. They don't get paid. They pay for other people that have memberships now. Even Pat is now, see, Pat here is a legal person. Pat is an American citizen and just gave 5 people memberships to the Bald Brad Show. Those people are Evergreen 101. Shout out to you. VIP Auction Group, who we've seen here in the show. Stacy got it. Stacy Martell. Count Zatara, who I've seen before as well. And Emmy Joe. I think I've seen all those people in the chat once or twice before. So shout out to them. And a shout out to Patrick over at YouTube for gifting 5 memberships to the Bald Brad Show. Hell yeah. Look at that. The moderators are setting an example here. God bless you guys. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And, everybody knows Pat. Pat's a bloody legend. Out there barbecuing now, from what I've heard. I don't even know why I said it, from what I've heard, from what the guy told me. The guy told me that he's barbecued, okay? Sometime I need an ego check, By the way, speaking of egos, can we just go back to something really quick here, you guys? Because I want you to call... You guys help me, hold me accountable, right? Because I hate stuff like this. Where is it? Hold on a second. Let me find it real quick. It's something small, but it did go through my mind. Now, I got nothing against this guy. I'm just using it as an example. I'm assuming he either probably wrote this book or had something to do with it because he has a lot of copies behind him. I find when people put like 20 copies of their book behind them, a little egotistical. I get like, hey, let's put, like, say this is a book. I get you're putting your book behind you because you want to sell copies. I got nothing against that. If I ever get like big headed, you know what I'm talking about? If I ever, and maybe somebody like, Brad, you already are, you son of a bitch. No, I'm not. Okay. Simmer down. I'm not. But what I'm saying is if I ever do, you got to put me in check. Like, Brad, what are you doing? Brad, shut the fuck up, dude. Okay. You're not that cool. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I will forever be known for my grassroots in a closet where I could touch the walls like this. Okay, the door's right here. We ain't big boys, okay? Put them away. Well, 4 minutes ago, Donald Trump posted this, I suppose. I know, is this 4 minutes ago or did they just get to it 4 minutes ago? Either way, Donald Trump says after many years, Australia has agreed to accept American beef. We have the best beef. There's no greater beef, which is true, by the way. For a long time, and even though we are great friends, they actually banned our beef. Now we are going to sell so much to Australia because this is undeniable and irrefutable proof that U.S. beef is the safest and best in the world. The other countries that refuse are magnificent. You just know it. You know Trump actually wrote this. Beef is the safest beef in the world. The other countries that refuse our magnificent beef are on notice. Fucking Trump, I love him, dude. You're on notice. All of our nation's ranchers are some of the hardest working and most wonderful people are smiling today, which means I am smiling too. Let's keep the hot streak going. I mean, this guy has had maybe the greatest 6-month term of any sitting president in American history, not just modern history, in American history. And the ranchers have to be loving this. A whole market just opened up. I shouldn't say whole market. A whole country just opened up to them. So shout out to the ranchers and shout out to Mr. 47 for making this happen and getting beef out there. Good for him and good for the ranchers. And I love the fact that he threw that in there. Their smiling is why I'm smiling. See, the Democrats, it's when the illegals are smiling. It's when the Ukrainians or some other country out there is smiling because they're getting the benefit off the backs of American workers. Now, these guys are getting the benefit for their hard work by selling it to a whole nother country as well. Good for him. Good. Love seeing that happen for the It's nice that Americans are being put first. I got to say. I really got to say. Beth says, Brad, I mentor young business adults and used to keep copies of Who Moved My Cheese and the Black Book of Connection by the dozen just to hand out as advice, frame of reference. Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying it's for everybody. Just me. I just don't want to do it. Oh boy, I cannot show you that. That's not right. Okay, well, you guys heard this, right? This came out today. I don't really have much to add. This is just not my personality. I don't like this stuff. So this is why I don't ever do it. Because people have asked me, like, why don't you cover, like, I don't want to say culture topics. I don't think this is really culture. Kind of like pop, like Hollywood drama. Like, why don't you cover drama between conservatives, like Candace Owens between Ben Shapiro, or like Ben Shapiro between this person, or what's going on at the Daily Wire between Jeremy Boring and oh God, what's her face that left? I was literally just watching her podcast earlier. Something Cooper. God, what's her first name? Something Cooper. I can't remember her first name for the life of me. Brett Cooper. There we go. Brett Cooper. I'm not into other people's drama. Like, I have my lane and I stick to it. And I'm like that even at work. That's just the type of person I am. I don't like to get into other people's bullshit. I don't find it enjoyable. I don't like it. I don't personally even want to hear about it. I like to get along with everybody. I'm kind of like that person at work where, you know, people ask like, oh, do you have any beef with anybody? Like, talking shit? Not really. Like, I'll say like, hey, this person said this. Like, I disagree with them on this, but I don't have any beef with them. I just get along with everybody. So here we go.
A man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick. However you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what Discovery is for. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to Discovery. I think that we owe that to the world. Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court.
Now, as I always do with conservative women, Candace is hot. Okay? Got to get that off my chest always. I love a beautiful woman. All jokes aside, obviously she's good looking, right? When I do that, folks, please understand it's to lighten the mood. It's a joke. Maybe some people don't find it funny. She's hot. I mostly do it for the guys in the chat, okay? Guys, we got guys and gals in here. I got to meet both groups here, okay? The boys love it. This is how we talk. We say she's cooking, right? She's a 10. She's a freaking rocket. That's how we talk to one another, okay? Because I know there's going to be some lefty in here. Oh my God, he's always talking how hot women is. God, the guy's lusting over women, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with saying women are pretty. There's nothing wrong calling out that they're good looking. By the way, people like that. People like when you acknowledge that they're good looking because people don't get compliments all the time. So God forbid I do a little bit of a heart opener and say, yeah, she's cooking. She's a rocket. She looks good. Okay, calm down. She's married. She's had a couple kids. She's still cooking and rocking. Okay. The other point I want to make here is she's freaking smart, man. She knows her shit. Could she be wrong here? Sure. That's all I wanted to add. I don't have beef with Candace Owens. As I mentioned, I don't have beef with anybody. I get along with everybody. I'm curious to see how this is going to be coming out. That's all I'm curious on, is like how this thing is going to get resolved. But I love Candace. I got nothing against her. Now, she might say some things I disagree with. A lot of people do. I got family members that I disagree with. I still love them. You guys, we've disagreed with. We disagreed before many of times. Look at that when we still get along. It's fine. Now, here, we're going to go to the chat. I got to know where you guys stand on this. Not with Candace. I don't need to hear. I don't care about the opinions about Candace. Yeah, see, Brian says she's pretty. She is. She's hot. Candace is hot. Okay. Is this a guy or girl? That's what I want to know from you guys. Yeah, Macron is suing her. Yeah. For, I think, defamation or something like that. Is this a guy or girl? That's what I want. This is where I want to know your opinion. I personally think, yeah, I don't know. Okay, we got people coming in. Michelle says, "Don't know, don't care." Okay, that's fair, but that wasn't in the answer key, Michelle. Okay, a lot of people are saying it's a dude. Interesting. It's the white Wendy Williams. Oh God. Wow. Okay. Majority of you are saying that it's a guy. All right. Now, there was a picture that was posted, which is why I'm... This was posted by Alex Jones. Okay, I have to give the source here. I don't know. There could be a lot of reasons for this. Now, what they are, I mean, this could be edited for all I know. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know what to think. I am going to say... I think it's a woman. I think this is a woman. I don't think it's a dude. Now, some of you are like, Brad, you just showed us a picture of a bulge. Look, I can't explain it. I wasn't there. I really do think it's a woman, though. Look, there's some like they all can't be Candace Owens, man. They can't. This is a French woman, you know, they're just built different over there, okay? The French is, look, they're a different breed, man, you know? They're into some weird, if you know anything about the French culture, man, they're into some weird stuff, dude. Look, we all have something weird that I'm sure we're into. Like, I'm kosher, man. I'm a conservative guy. I ain't into weird shit. But there's some people that are into some weird stuff. And look, be what you will. Be into what you're into. Oh, so who am I to judge what people are into? Maybe it is a dude and the French president is with a dude. Truthfully, I don't really care. I'm Michelle, truthfully, I am with you. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But that's what's in the news, and that was what kind of was going viral today. The other part that's viral is Hulk Hogan passed away. There is video of a lady across the street watching him being chauffeured out of his house on a I don't want to say a gurney, but on a stretcher, and they're doing CPR on him, which isn't always a fun thing to look at, but you can't really see him that well. I mean, she did a terrible job of recording it. I mean, if you're going to record something, lady, fucking do it right. You know what I mean? Like, actually line up the camera perfectly and allow us to watch it, not like keep going like away from it. Like, oh God, I don't know. Like, so shout out to Hulk, man. The guy, I grew up on wrestling. I even had a Hulk Hogan action figure. I think it was the NWO days with the beard and Hollywood, the Hulkster. I grew up on that, and I shared on my TikTok video and that was all real. We used to go over. I used to think wrestling was real, by the way. I remember the moment when I was told that it wasn't real, and I was devastated. Now, when I say not real, it's real in the sense of, obviously, man, these guys really cut themselves. They really hit the mat. Like, this stuff is real. It's a sport that's difficult, man. It messes you up. What I mean by, I didn't think it was scripted. And I remember I was at hockey practice at the YCMA. I swear I'm not drinking. I know you guys aren't going to believe me. I swear I'm not drinking. Okay, that was really Coke Zero. Don't you freaking judge me, because I know some of you are like doing that whistle thing from what's his face? Oh God, Leonardo DiCaprio. This is what you're doing every time I mess up, because you saw me drinking. Leonardo DiCaprio whistle. Hold on. This is what you're doing. This is what I imagined you doing. Every time I stumble or fumble through my words this evening, or I mess up, this is what you guys are doing.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Yes, yes, it is delicious. I'm just being clear here, okay? Because I've messed up quite a bit today in my speech. All right? Now, don't you be one of these.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Okay, now that's some of what you did when you saw that bulge out of Macron's little ghosty wosty area. You know what I'm saying? You went this right here.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Now, I was at YMCA. I was imagining the YMCA thing, the dance, to only get it right. I swear, hand the guy, I was like, YMCA, okay. Don't act like you don't do stupid shit like that too. And so I was rollerblading. I was playing roller hockey then. I hadn't even been playing ice hockey yet. And I must have been in this had to be 5th or 6th grade. And the two guys that I used to go over to their house with, their dad, Andrew, was my coach. And so I used to always go over to their house, and they were big wrestling fans too. And so we used to do full-blown wrestling matches on their front lawn, or we would do it in the living room, but we always got kicked out of the house because we were jumping off the sofas, right? And doing elbows and the leg busters on the ground, which is not smart when you're a kid because you really hurt yourself. And so we used to do wrestling matches all the time. And Nick, that son of a bitch, comes up to me and he goes, "You know, it's not real, right?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "The wrestling, it's not real." And I was hardcore into this, man. You guys don't understand. You don't understand. And I was like, no, it's real. And he goes, "No, dude, it's not real." And I didn't believe him. And then I get in my car and ask my dad. I was like, "Hey, Nick told me that WWF, that was what it's called, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, is not real." Dude, yeah, broke my heart, dude. I was like, what do you mean it's not real? That fucked me up. That was like finding out Santa Claus wasn't real. And I know I just fucked some of you up right now. You've gone 60, 70 years thinking Santa's real. Crazy. Speaking of, I got to share this video with you. I hope you guys are having a good time. I know we kind of got out of politics for a little bit, but it's not always about politics, it's about relationships. And that's what we're doing right here. Oh God, what's his freaking name? Bert Kreischer. Speaking of Santa Claus. So anyway, shout out to Hulk Hogan, man, for just making childhood fun. Just wrestling in general is fun. So there's a freaking hilarious Bert Kreischer story about Santa Claus that I have to share with you guys. And it is hilarious. And I want to make sure this is the right one, because it is so freaking funny. There's this story, and I want to make sure I pull up the right clip because he's told it a few times. Here we go.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, and so she just hit the age now with, she doesn't want anything to do with Frozen because it's little kitty now. Did you have that stage? Is this normal? She doesn't like pink anymore. It's once she went to school.
Oh, God. I fucking hate other kids. They fucking creep in.
They really do.
To a pure human, and they ruin her. And then they go they'd be like, you know there's no Santa Claus. And then your daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, Sully said that there's no Santa Claus." And I'm like, "Oh, Santa Claus doesn't visit divorced parents. That's why Sully doesn't know Santa Claus." Like, what? I was like, yeah, they couldn't keep a commitment, so Santa doesn't care about them. And then she's like, "For real?" I go, yeah, don't say it to Sully. She doesn't know. My daughter believed in Santa until she was 15. That's fucking old.
I'm getting that too already. What's her name? I don't want to say it, but what's her name? Said
divorced
Santa's
parents.
Not real.
Oh, dude, I fucked my kids up so bad. So when they were probably like 12,
Listen
maybe
to the story.
11 and 9, they put a GoPro on the mantle. I watched them Christmas Eve. So I go, what are you guys doing? They're like, we're going to catch Santa. And I was like, Santa's pretty slick, guys. And they're like, Dad, he's not going to know there's a GoPro. When he comes out of the chimney, we're going to have him. And I said, well, good luck. So they go to bed. I leave the go. I help them. I put a big card in it. And then we come in and we do the presents. But I edit all that out. I put it in my computer. I edit all that out. I then edit out me walking underneath the fireplace, underneath the mantle. All they see is pitch black to pitch black. I'm already under the mantle. That's all edited out, me getting in there. I jump down with a bunch of bells. I have a white glove on. I reach up under the mantle. I grab the camera and I turn it around. I then go around and start messing with the presents with bells ringing. And then I let the rest of the tape play out. And so that night, Christmas dinner, George was like, we should see if we caught Santa. I was like, good call. Good call. I go, I'll upload it to my computer. It's already been uploaded. I already edited it all out. So I pull it up. I put it on the big screen at my sister's house. I go, let's see what we got, guys. And so now the whole family's around. My parents are not aware of how iMovie works. So we play it, and sure as shit, I mean, the dogs didn't move. It's perfect. Perfect edit of night, then jingle bells, then the glove comes up, and my dad goes, what the fuck is this? I go, I don't know, Dad, I think it's Santa. And he's like, he goes, are you fucking kidding me? My sister's like, wait, how did you guys get this? And then she's like, everyone's looking around, and the girl's like, he's real. I go, I guess he is real. They're like, he is smarter, Dad. Oh my God, we got to tell everyone. And they, Mom, Nana, they go into the kitchen, and my dad goes, is there Santa real? And I go, no, Dad, it's me. And he goes, how the fuck did you do that? And I go, I just edited it in the program. My sister's like 30. She goes, you edited it in the program? Yeah. My dad goes, oh, buddy, I think you might have just fucked your kids up. I go, what? And he goes, I'm fucking 70 and I'm believing in Santa right now. And he goes, and I go, was that a bad idea? And he goes, yeah, you got to tell them there's no Santa right now. And we didn't. And so George is 15 years old. She's in her bed. And Isla goes, listen to it. Goes, is the tooth fairy real? And I was like, and you see George who's reading a book, lower the book, and her eyes go over. Kids in her class are finger fucking and vape petting, right? And she still believes in Santa. She's like, oh, she has her fucking permit. She can drive a car. And she's like, wait, Santa's not real? And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, she started smoking weed that year.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, my God. I love it. Yeah. Is that what you guys... Somebody mentioned that early on. Who the fuck was that? I think it was Pat that wrote that in the chat. He said some shit. Somebody said something about, like, painted toes. I'm like, what the fuck, you weirdo? I didn't see that till just now. His toenails are... Dude, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was trying to be a good guy, you know what I mean? I was sitting here trying to make you not seem like a fucking weirdo. Oh, God. I was sitting here going, I'm going to leave that one alone. That's what crossed my mind. I swear, hand to God. I was like, why the fuck is somebody talking about painted toenails? Holy shit. Oh, yes, toenails are painted. God, you guys caught on to that quick. Like, where the hell? God, you can see it that well? Oh, my God. Holy shit, I'm sweating. Oh, my God, dude. Fuck. That's awesome. Shit. Yeah, who the fuck, dude? How do you see that? Like, shit. I'm trying to see, like, where you, like, first for sure caught that. God, dude. I mean, maybe he always has painted toenails. I don't know. Nobody will ever see my feet. It should not be a thing. there's people like I remember the first time when I heard that there's this site called OnlyFans that you can it used to be for like where you can meet like I don't know, I think it was like you used to be able to like meet celebrities, right? Like OnlyFans, like it was like pretend if I started OnlyFans like a decade ago, then it'd be like a way for you to like meet your fans. Like you could keep up on a different type of social media and actually talk to them, right? You can actually text them. And I guess it turned into like some basically like big old corn site, you know? And where like you got these people just showing their tits and doing all sorts of things online. And I guess you pay for it. Well, I didn't know this was a thing. For honestly, the majority of my life, even into my 20s, like my late 20s, I did not know this was a thing, that people were into feet. I didn't know that. I hand to God on a Bible. I did not know that that was like a thing that people were into, was people's feet. And so when I found out people were doing like feet photos or foot photos or whatever you call it, I remember my buddy brought it up and I was like laughing and he's like, "What's so funny?" And I said, "Well, you're telling me that people are selling pictures of their feet to other people and that they're into that, like sexually." And I find that hilarious. I don't like it's like, that's preposterous. He's like, "No." He's like, "Dude, it's like a huge market." And I couldn't comprehend it because it still doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, there's a huge market for feet stuff, I guess. So I don't know. Brad, have you checked your feet photos on the feet site? No, and I'm not going to. I don't even know if that's a real thing. And no. No. Nope. I ain't doing weird shit like that. That ain't me. And I know, here's the thing. Statistically, there's people in here that are into that shit. That's fine. I am not judging you. I'm just not one of them. I have nice calves too. Oh God. Well, yeah, I told you we have the best community. We can talk about anything in here. You know what I mean? But, all right. I think we'll end it there. God, that was fun. This was probably the funnest episode I think we've done of Dark MAGA. I do believe it. I do. Just need to catch my breath really quick, dude. Shit. All righty. Well, what's today? Is today Thursday? All right. Well, we'll be back here tomorrow morning. Like 12 hours. 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, bright and early, for a Friday episode of the Dark MAGA. And you know, I need to go on Friday episodes. I need to go to the chat a little bit more. So somebody kind of, if you could be a reminder for me, like, hey, Brad, check the chat a little bit more. Friday episodes are supposed to be a little bit more loosey, where we spend a little bit more time going to the chat, maybe have a little bit more fun like we were doing today. You know, get away from the politics a little bit, because I think it's important to, you know, have fun and not be so consumed by politics all the time. It's kind of nice just to laugh a little bit. With that being said, hit that like button, follow us. We're always live every weekday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do Dark MAGAs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And starting August 11th, we will be back to our normal programming for the mornings, meaning hard out at 7 a.m. So we'll go back to our, for sure, hour-long podcast. And I have nothing else. Good time. Yeah, I love you guys too. Love y'all. Alrighty. I'm leaving now. I'll see you guys later. Peace.